Alright, hello, hi, welcome to Daily Mish, episode 10. Have you missed me? I haven't been on Daily Mish for the last few days. Really sorry about that. I've actually been quite ill with a very bad cough and throat. You probably can still hear it in my voice. So anyway, I hope the worst is over and I'm now getting back my voice slowly. So here we are. Today we are at episode 10. I can't believe it. And today I'm going to talk about something a friend asked me about recently, and it really made me think. So this friend asked me, how do you stay so motivated? How do you stay so upbeat and happy all the time? And I kind of said, I don't know. I guess, I've always been like that. I've always been really energetic, and I've always been involved in lots of things at school. Part of 9 or 10 extracurricular activities on top of schoolwork, and I started to think about it and think, what is it that drives me and keeps me motivated, and that I could pass on to you, for you to hopefully find useful when you are feeling a little bit low on energy or not so motivated, because we all have our down days, and I do too. So number one, I would say, is be curious, not complacent. So what do I mean by that? I'm so curious. I'm such a curious person. I'm curious about everything. I'm not talking about being the busybody, but I'm curious about life. I'm curious about, how things are invented. I'm curious about Pokemon Go, how the person who invented it came up with such an idea, and all these just the whole game, that whole thing, how it all came about just fascinates me. And I think it's really important to be curious about life generally, because that's how you get energy. So when you're bored or demotivated about a certain project that you're working on, if you're curious by nature, or by being curious and you think about other things around you, how do butterflies fly? How do birds, how does the hummingbird stay so still? Just simple things about life that makes you think and hopefully open up other dimensions in your life and the way you see things. Because when you are curious, you start noticing things around you. You get different perspectives of life. So that's my top tip, number one. Be curious, not complacent. Number two, strive for performance, not perfection. What do I mean by that? I think a lot of us, especially as women, I would say actually, women are quite big, are quite guilty for that, are guilty for being perfectionists. We are just machines at being a perfectionist. The details, the attention to details, going for the 150% if possible, striking every T, dotting every I, just to make sure we do a good job. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that in the long run, we can run out of energy. And it is more important to go for the long run, for the marathon, because life is a marathon. Running a business is definitely a marathon. Working or anything, life is, it's not about the sprint. We need to learn how to conserve energy and strive for top performance, but not burn out before we get there. So what I mean is, we go for the 80%, and with that 20% remaining, we tell ourselves it's okay. We don't have to do it all. We don't have to do it till the 20%. I'm not saying settle for less, but I'm saying chances of your 80% being 100% or 150% by the opposite party is quite high. Often the perfectionism is in our minds, is in our head. We think we are not doing a good job and therefore we need to do better, but we don't realize we're actually doing a really good job already. So our 80% is often equivalent to 100% of many other people, and more importantly, the person that we are of our client or whoever we're doing this work for. So that's what I mean by strive for performance, not perfection, to stay motivated. Number 3, be grateful, accept and reflect. So be grateful. Everyone talks about gratitude. It's all about being grateful for life, being grateful for everything. I'm not saying not be grateful for life. I'm saying be grateful in no matter what situation you are in. No matter if you're successful or not so successful, you're highly motivated, energized or not so energized at the moment, be grateful for what you have. By being grateful, by choosing to see, accepting your situation, whatever that situation is, and reflecting positively on it, you will find that you will find internal energy and this well of possibility inside from somewhere. It just comes up. So a real example is, I don't know how many of you know about my story of how of how Milk by Mishell came out, but it actually happened when I was diagnosed with a really bad slip disc, and the surgeons told me I cannot get out of bed for 2 weeks. I had to lie in bed because I was in so much pain, and they were telling me, 5 surgeons were telling me that I needed surgery right away. If I don't get surgery, there's a very high chance of me being paralyzed. I won't be able to walk forever. I may be walking one day and suddenly I will lose all sensation of my legs and all that. So it was all really scary. It was a very, very dark time for me, and I was really down because I thought, shit, my life is over. If I was very against surgery, I am very against surgery, so I didn't want to go for that. But what if I become paralyzed? What am I going to do? And I all my life I've been working in a band, working on projects. That's all I know. What can I do? I don't know what else to do. And then I thought about it, and I chose to accept the situation. First of all, I accept that I'm in pain, my body needs to recover, things are not good, but what can I be grateful for? I thought about it really hard, and I realized I am grateful for my brain, my mind. It's still there. No matter what happens, the doctors did not tell me that's going to disappear. I'll still have my hands. I may not have my legs, but I'll still have my hands. So I thought about it. What could I do if worst case scenario that happens? And what can I do with my life? And that was how Milk by Mishell was born. I thought I could be a creative person. I could go into arts. I've always loved doing that at school. Why not just try painting? I was already painting anyway, so why not make a business out of it? And that was literally how it started, that idea. And I literally drew the logo of Milk by Mishell on the bed. I remember, on the mattress in the living room, lying down because I could not do anything else, and that was how I was born. So I think basically, the crux of the whole thing is, in a nutshell, choose to see the positive side of things in no matter what situation you are. Be curious, not complacent. Strive for performance, not perfection. And number 3, be grateful, accept and reflect. And these are my top 3 tips. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Daily Mish, and I'll see you soon. Do you have any questions? I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to answer them. So please let me know. What do you think?